This is part 2 in this series I'm doing. What if Bryan Kohberger and Brent Kopaka knew each other? This is all connecting the dots here. I mean, like, what if Bryan was the driver that night and Brent was the unaliver? And when Dylan says she heard somebody say, "It's okay, I'm here to help." What if Bryan was saying that to Brent? Now, mind you, Bryan didn't do the unalivings, but since he was going to college for his PhD in criminology, what if Brent wanted him to come along so that way Brent couldn't get in trouble, trying to cover all the bases and get away with the perfect crime? And what if Bryan was the one that did the little button snap for Brent in the car? Or since they lived not that far apart, Brent could have showed Bryan the knife in the knife sheath, and Bryan used his thumb to open the button snap so he could look at the knife. There's a lot of different variables here, and there's a lot of different rabbit holes we can go down.
Mr. Kohberger leaves his apartment there in Pullman, drives about a mile away, and picks up Kopaka at the Coffee House Apartments, drives to the King Road residence, makes a pass, looks and see if the lights are off, if everybody's asleep. It looks like everything's clear. They make another pass. Kohberger drops off Kopaka. Kohberger drives out of the neighborhood. 20 to 30 minutes later, he arrives back in the neighborhood. Now, the law enforcement states that the atrocity happened, go ahead and drink, but that the atrocity happens between 4 o'clock and 4:25 a.m. Kohberger's car is seen on camera coming back into the King Road house at 4:06. Mr. Kohberger leaves.
It was seen coming back into the King Road residence roughly about 4:06. Quite an interesting timeline he's got going on there.
Kohberger's car is seen on camera.
Yeah, his car is seen on camera coming back into the area at 4:06. Is he coming back to pick up Kopaka? Possibly. We don't know. Because the other person is no longer on this planet because of a SWAT team.
Kohberger's car is seen on camera coming back into the King Road house at 4:06. Now we've ate into the timeline. Kohberger exits the vehicle, goes into the house. Kopaka's already taken care of the two upstairs, the one that he was supposed to and the one that wasn't supposed to be there. He's downstairs taking care of the other one, the one that he's supposed to and the other one that's not supposed to be there. Kohberger enters the house, goes back to the bedroom on the second floor, where Kopaka, who's probably in a hysterical state at this point, probably freaks out when he sees Kohberger. So Kohberger has to calm him down. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. He wasn't saying it to the victims, he was saying it to Kopaka.
Could that have been what Dylan heard? Him saying that to Kopaka? We'll never know.
At this point,
exactly what was said that night, because Mr. Kopaka is no longer with us.
At this point, probably freaks out when he sees Kohberger. So Kohberger has to calm him down. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. He wasn't saying it to the victims, he was saying it to Kopaka. Now Kohberger's got a bag with him. He says, take your clothes off, put it in this bag. He takes off all of his clothes, puts it in the bag, gives Kopaka the bag and says, get out to the car. Kohberger makes sure there's no other evidence that Kopaka has left in that room. Unfortunately, he didn't go upstairs and check that room where Kopaka left his knife sheath that Kohberger at some point must have snapped the button on. Once he realizes there's no more evidence in that room, Kohberger exits. As he's exiting, the roommate opens the door and catches a glimpse of him. Got him standing there with his black mask on.
And sees his bushy eyebrows, guys. Now, I am not saying at all that Bryan did this atrocity in any way. But it's pretty damn that the SWAT team took out Kopaka. What did Kopaka know?
Kohberger exits. As he's exiting, Kohberger exits. As he's exiting, the roommate opens the door and catches a glimpse of him. Got him standing there with his black mask on and his bushy eyebrows. Now she gets a good enough look to see that he has a black mask on and bushy eyebrows and that he's 5'10" or taller. Yet she doesn't mention if he has a bloody knife in his hand, right? Well, folks, if you go in there with a knife in a knife sheath and you leave your knife sheath, you have nowhere now to put your knife. So the only possible place that knife could be is in the person's hand. And when she sees him, he's not standing there with a knife in his hand. So if he was the true perpetrator, where's the knife? Kohberger leaves, gets in his car, hauls butt out of there at 4:20. There's the timeline.
There is the timeline. Right there. This is part 2. Please stay tuned for part 3 coming up either later on tonight or tomorrow. Now, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification for any new uploads. And if you're feeling frisky, go ahead and hit that join button for members only perks. You guys have a good night and peace out.